Yo, this is the OT99 Banter Room where opinions are shared and smoke gets served. That's a moment of silence right there, because I've witnessed the burial of Manchester United. I've witnessed the reincarnation of Manchester United, Tutankhamun settings, because Manchester United today has hit a new low. We have hit a new low. Look, we thought 15th place finish was bad. Look, Manchester United has been beaten by a League Two side, Grimsby. Grimsby has totally dominated Manchester United. Could have been 3-4 goals up against Manchester United. They had goals disallowed because of offside. They had a goal disallowed because of a handball. Look, we're talking about a team that was strong. We had Ugarte, we had Mainu, we had Sesko, we had Cunha, we brought on in Mbeumo, we had Ahmad, like De Ligt, Dorgu, like we had a starting lineup that Manchester United would have probably fielded against a top 5 team, a top 4 team, a European team if we was in European football. That's how strong the squad was. But today I'm talking about Manchester United losing on penalties. NK, man, look, welcome, man. I think you're on mute. How you feeling, man? What's your thoughts on today's monstrosity, bro?
I won't say I'm surprised by it. Honestly, I won't say I'm surprised by it. I mean, the way in which we've been playing last season, uh, especially in the league, I think we done well in the Europa League. Nothing seems to be shocking to you. When Man United finished 15th, and then you feel like, okay, you cannot go any lower. You always have some type of like a blow for you. But I'm sure we're going to talk about today what happened and where we go from here, really.
Look, this is one of those games, NK, where it's just like there's a time when you talk about tactics. There's a time when you talk about formation. There's a time when you talk about the midfield battle or whatever it is. Today just feels like one of those things where it almost feels embarrassing to even go into a tactical breakdown, into a formation 5 at their back. It feels embarrassing because we're talking about Grimsby. It doesn't matter what formation, in my opinion, that you play. What players in the roster, when you're talking about even littered with first team stars that you're playing, what combination midfield you're playing, Manchester United should be walking away with 3 points. Well, not 3 points, but you know what I mean? Like getting through to the next round. But we've been knocked out against Grimsby. And the tacticians or, all of these guys, you already heard it in our group chat. Look, we had long debates in our group chat over the last few days or week where I'm talking about, why is everyone so on Belieber and this midfield that we need to sort? Like, why? Oh, NK's dropped off. Hopefully he rejoins soon. But why is Manchester, you know what I mean? Why are we so much on this midfield situation? Oh, you're back. Let me add you back in. Yeah, you went off a little bit, but temporarily, but you're back.
Yeah.
Like I was saying, like why are us as fans so focused on this midfield situation? This whole thing about, oh, we need to get this sorted. Once we get this sorted, then we'll be okay. Look, if we're talking about needing Belieber to beat Grimsby, then we're in trouble. We're in trouble if we're talking about midfield. So it doesn't matter who we field. It doesn't matter who we field. Man United should be winning this game. And that's my thing about this tactics, NK. Like I just find it a struggle to even go into that tactics, go into who should have been playing, in a game like this. In a game like this, it's terrible, bro. It's absolutely terrible.
I mean, today's game is one of those games where I'm sorry, like taxes don't matter. Like players need to go out there and just step the authorities to just let the other team know that, hey, you know what? We play in the Premiership, you play in League Two. We are a better quality than you, you know. So you don't really have to look at the tactical aspect of it. It is embarrassing because if you watch the game, Grimsby started literally with an intensity. They started like they were more hungry than us, you know. Originally, when the draw kind of like came, I didn't think nothing of it. You know, it was to me, I felt like okay, it's a game that some of these players are going to get their start up, score goals or so. Yesterday, when I realized that it was away from home, I said, that's not good. That's not good because I know the atmosphere. They're going to be on it. You know, they're going to be very on it. And then if you watch it right before the game, I said to you, like, I just found out that Grimsby are very good at set pieces. They're very good at set pieces. You know, apparently, like this season, I think 4 or 5 of their goals have come from set pieces. They score more set pieces goal. When I found, I said, okay, you know what? It's gonna be trouble. But I always thought maybe we might not play well, but we're still gonna win the game. You know, didn't think we have to do a comeback. Didn't really think we're gonna do a comeback. I think the first half was really embarrassing from a tactical point of view, players' motivation, the energy. It was just embarrassing. It was just embarrassing because only a few weeks ago, everybody was praising how we play against Arsenal. So you ask yourself, what happened to those players? What happened to those motivation? Did you get what I'm trying to say? You ask that. But it is always on the manager to motivate players, to make sure that players are always going out there to play a certain type of like level, you know. So today, I think as a collective, it's an embarrassment too. Not just even the players or the managers too, the whole football club and the people like in charge too, you know, because this was going on last season and nobody really suffered the consequences of it. So I don't think the fear is there. Nobody fear that they're gonna lose their play, they're gonna lose their job. It's one of those ones where United need to just the standard just need to go a little bit up, a little bit because days like this cannot go. Like we cannot have another season of last season, but I fear that we might be going there. I really fear that we might be going there. I really fear that we might be going there.
Bro, it's looking scary. Like I'm saying, like I thought we saw the worst of this, and I'm really hoping that we have saw the worst of Manchester United. But after games like this, you can't help but fear the worst. Like I was watching our new signing in Sesko, looking a bit lanky with the run, like a bit like out of pace. You know what I mean? Not being able to sort out his feet quick enough. And I know it's early days, but I'm just hoping it's a match fitness, match sharpness thing. Do you know what I mean? You're looking at Onana being beaten at the near post, you know, coming out to make saves, totally missing the ball, punching into a group of players. Like, what is going on with this squad, bro?
It was a mess. It was a mess. Like, I mean, today, for example, I said because you obviously before the game, there's all this big noise about Kobe and all that kind of stuff. I was saying that the manager need to go to his strongest team. I said, play your strongest front three because they need to build chemistry. You know, so to me, I say start with Mbome, Cisco, and Cunha. The midfield two, do Bruno. If you want to bring Ugarte, do Bruno and Ugarte. Because we play one game a week. Because to me, playing Kobe, he's not going to come back into the lineup on Sunday. You know, Ahmad is not going to play number 10 on Sunday. So what is the point? And it comes down to complacency. Like sometimes if you underestimate this team, when you go there too, this is the stuff that happens. He went in there, your team hasn't been scoring goals from open play the whole season. Actually, no, the whole season, apart from today, none of our players have scored a goal until today because the goal we scored against Fulham was an own goal. So to me, I was like, okay, this is a goal that your strikers need a goal, they need the confidence, but yet he obviously shuffle it, play a whole total team B, and putting in 2 youngsters at the back. You know, having an is it Francesco? What's the guy that was there?
Fredrickson.
Yeah. I mean, with Maguire, we know Maguire has always been a bad leader at the back. That's why we wanted him out anyway. Or people forget about that. You don't have Maguire and Onana to chaperone 2 kids. That was the first mistake right there. You know, you don't do that. And I think sometimes the manager forget that pressure is on him. You know,
But surely it
he
doesn't
himself
matter
is
who
too
you
young
field.
and he's very naive.
Surely it don't matter who you field though. Like Manchester United should be able to field, bro. They should probably only need to have
Yeah,
the
but
odd
this
one
is
or
where
two first team
you,
players.
I
Like
hear that, but
I was expecting to see Leon. I was expecting to see Chido Obi Martins, Sesko, obviously to get his match fitness up as well. But bro,
nah. See, you
we're talking Grimsby,
that
bro.
you
Not even
expect
on
that.
bench.
You expect that from a team that's winning. You expect that from a team that's winning. See, when confidence is low, you'll be amazed what players will do. Sometimes, and I said today was a game that he should have taken it seriously. He should have put it on the big team, go out there and just smash them. Remember when Tim Hag came in and then the first Europa League game, he played a Team B and then they smashed us. Remember when we lost? And after that, he said, you know what? I ain't going to give nobody minutes no more. I'm playing my strongest team. And he did that for the whole thing. Sometimes you just need to understand where you are. You know, you lost against Arsenal. You haven't had a win yet. This is not the time to go and experiment when you haven't had a win yet. You go out there, you play your strongest squad, you win the game, and then next time, if you want to do that, you do that. This was not the time to do that. Now it's 3 games in the season with 0 wins. That don't help nobody.
Sesko, Cunha, Diallo, Dogu, Ugarte, Mainu, Dalot.
That was 400 million of players in the first half.
Bro, like, what are we talking?
It was still a strong team.
Like, my thing is, look, if we can't do that and we're talking about the lineup against Grimsby, this is just bonkers. That means it's all flawed. Like, it doesn't even necessarily matter yet if Amorim even came back in this game. It don't necessarily even, like, we've got one of the managers it's looking like here where he needs everything to be picture perfect in order for him to be getting points or successful. This is not the aim of the game, especially in the Premier League. You're hardly gonna ever have things picture perfect. It's gonna come down to the mentality of the players. Are they playing for the coach? You know what I mean? Like, even down to the tactics. Like, you should be able to just throw those players out and not be down
friends,
in 2 goals in 30 minutes.
See,
what's going on here?
In every level, we always say, see, that whole midfield thing where he does 2 midfield and other teams play 3. It don't matter what level you are. You know, 3 versus 2, you're always going to get outnumbered. And you see, when the Fulham manager came out and said he just put more players in the middle, and they said like it was that simple. He said yes, it was that simple. When that happens and he echoes that, say like it was simple to literally play against Man United like that. He's literally telling everybody that this is how you do it to beat them. And today, go watch Grimsby. They literally had a lot of players in the middle. That's all they did. The first goal, what happened? It was Ugarte that they literally smashed. They smashed Ugarte, got the ball, and then went to go score. That's what they did. When you outnumber them, you literally just do that. It's that easy. And everybody's going to do that. Burnley's going to put 3 guys in there versus 2 guys. They're just literally going to do that. Tactically, we are one of the worst teams in the Premiership, and then now it looks like we might be one of the worst teams across the 4 divisions. Tactically, that is an embarrassment.
Bro, we're talking about
in League 2, by the way. They are in League 2.
Bro, Mainu and Ugarte is valued at probably, well, we obviously bought Ugarte at 50 million. Mainu,
he's 2 versus 3 though.
It don't matter, bro. Like, at what point are we gonna be saying
it should matter?
The quality, bro? When you've got good enough quality, you can put 3-4 man against Iniesta and Xavi in their day, and it doesn't make a difference. You can play 9 men. You can play a 9-man Liverpool team, a 9-man City team, a 9-man Arsenal team. You know what I mean?
Newcastle with 10 men was amazing the other day.
Bro, they get a result. You put 9 men, we get a result. When it's United, we're talking about being outdone in the midfield. Like, I just don't. Hey, what's that in the background? That sounded normal. Is that you? Man's trying to book a jet to holiday, you know. He's trying to get out.
I'm trying to scare them. Man United torture.
Anyways,
Yeah,
let me know your thoughts, man. Let me know your thoughts.
You know what? I think there's a certain someone here that always gets ridiculed. He said something a couple of days ago. We all thought it was ridiculous. Someone said, "Amorim out by December." You know what? AK, I might just have to keep on flying the Ghana flag and follow my brother, because that was, you know what it is you know what it was, right? It's just terrible that you watched that and it wasn't even like it was a weakened team. Like we played youth players or we played players that had no experience. It's like we actually played a team that you could potentially play in the Premiership if you had lots of injuries, right?
Definitely, no, not even injuries. Like
not even injuries, like a good team.
This is like
no, but that's what I'm saying. You could no, but if you had lots of injuries, that could have been a starting team in it, because there were certain players that wouldn't start in his starting 11 from that. But I was watching it, yeah.
Look, we've got who would have started in the starting 11? Okay, I'll give you Fredrickson. That's all I can give you, Fredrickson.
Yeah, but I'm talking about there will start, but it's like that's not our strongest team right now that he would pick, right? So I'm just thinking, okay, cool. You play that team, yeah, and I'm watching Man United, and I'm just like, this is terrible. You're getting pinned. They just push, like they're beating you for every ball. You're getting hustled out of everything. There's no creativity. There's no like.
That was the worst part. You see, in the second half, when we are 2-0 down,
yeah,
and then this is where you want to say, okay, we were so struggling to create chances. You know, we were just very predictable.
Yeah, you know what I was even telling? We're even lucky, you know. Like, if we're being honest, we didn't even deserve to go to penalties because they scored a third goal that was legit goal. Like, if the one that hit Maguire. So technically, we should have been down 3-0 if it's gone properly.
Yeah,
like.
And I think their fitness showed as a League Two team. You know, they're not really like all that fit. So, and they you know, credit to them, they play with all their energy. So but they got gassed up by 60th minute.
That's why I told you. What did I say to you? I was like, it's not even like, you know, sometimes you watch games, right, and then like the balance changes. Like they had the first half, the Man United. It was the only reason that we done well in the second half is because they got tired. It's not like we were like so good that we're playing so good.
But remember in our group chats, everyone's still talking about fitness. Our guys are not fit. That's why we always get moved to. Look, now we're spinning it now, talking about Grimsby that couldn't last the 90 minutes, that they were tired, and that's why Man United came back into the game into the second half. Why couldn't Man United go on then?
But there's a difference though. They still, even though they were unfit, they were still trying. Like they still looked a bit solid. Fair enough, we had the 2 goals that went in, but Man United, we just looked all over the place. There's for 3 defenders, we just get. Like, I don't know how we get caught on a 1-to-1. Like, Maguire's chasing down the running, like, against the attacker. Like, you know what I mean? They're just for the way our team's set up, there's just too many holes. Like, in the defense, in the midfield. It was just, when you're watching it, yeah, you're like, this is just a joke.
Has Amorim lost the dressing room? Because I'm seeing some quotes here.
I don't think he's lost the dressing room yet. But people,
no. Some of that. Have you read a quote that he said today?
He said, "I know the best team won. The only team that was on the pitch." That was what Fabrizio quote tweeted. There's also
no, because they
Amorim. That's what Amorim said.
Yeah, go on, read it, friends.
I know the best team won.
He said. The players showed it loud and clear. What was the quote that he said loud and clear?
Let me see.
Read the whole quote. There's a quote that he said, and he was referring to our players showing their actions loud and clear today on the pitch. And then they asked him, what do you mean by that? I said, no, you know what I mean. So basically, he was just trying to say that the players didn't give in their effort today. And then they showed their true intention on the football pitch today by how they played. I don't know if you see that quote.
That is telling.
Have you not seen that quote?
No. My players spoke for me really loud.
Yes. Yeah, my players spoke for me out loud.
I'm really sorry for the fans. The best team won. Look at that.
And
The
then
Grimsby.
the lady asked him, "What do you mean by your player spoke for you out loud?" He said, "You know what I mean. You know what I mean. You know."
That is not telling signs of a manager that's got the support of his squad or a squad that's playing for him. All of that.
The thing is, Amrin is a very emotional guy. This is not the first time that he has lashed out like that. You know, he's done it a lot of the time last season where after games he will come there, say some wild stuff, and then the next press conference. Remember when he came there and then he said like we are the worst Man United team ever,
Yeah.
and then the next following week he said he changed. He said, "Oh, I didn't mean it in that kind of like contest," because he offended the players then, and then he had to go back and then recorrect it too. You know, so he's very emotional. He's still young, so most of the time, this is the whole like after games when his motion is everywhere. He doesn't know how to lie. He speaks too much of the truth.
He
He
speaks the
speaks
truth.
how he's feeling. Yeah, he speaks how he's feeling. So
Let's go. Let me go on to read some of the other things he said. He said, again, the players clearly show what they want. It's hard to speak. It's not about the formation. We play against Arsenal. We play really well with the formation. We play against Liverpool. We go to Europa League final in the disaster season and with the same system. The system is not important. We can play with the 4 defenders, 5 defenders. That doesn't matter. What matters is we need to be different, and that is the job of the coach. And you can see that nothing changed. With all the respect I have for them, Grimsby, against 4th division team, we must block the opponent everywhere. Andre Onana should only touch the ball with his feet if we were performing at a high level. Look, Amorim, shocked, aren't you? I'm shocked. Something has to change, and we're not going to change 22 players again. Look, this is mad. I would like to say very smart things and very important things. I have nothing to say. Nothing to say. That is the biggest problem also, to see the same mistakes and nothing to say in a moment. I'm really sorry to the fans. It's too much sometimes. Look, there is so much. This is talking about this is sounding like someone that's ran out of ideas. This really is sounding like someone that is run out of ideas, because he came and gave that speech and was saying the bad times are over, the good times are coming. That's what he said. Now you're listening to his comments, and he's basically saying, like, I can't even explain what's happened. I don't know why the players hasn't played for me. Like, I just don't get what's happening, and I need to fix it. But almost, I don't know how. It's not like he's saying, okay, I know what the issue is. I'm going to change it. He doesn't know how to fix it.
No, but the thing is, this thing is very new to you guys. I don't like this manager, so I pay attention to him. When he done the interview with Rolf Ferdinand, he said, I am trying everything, but nothing is working. He said it then. That was when he done the interview with Rolf Ferdinand. And he's still echoing that preseason.
But he said it then, and the narrative back then was, oh, okay, cool. Like, you're relying on Garnacho and Bruno to get your goals because Ahmad's injured. But now you've brought in a whole new strike force. Things should be working at the bare minimum.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's normally so leave tactics aside. One, after the tactics, managers need to install motivation into the dressing room. You know, your team talk, how you talk to them during games. It make a player feel different. So he done an interview during preseason where he said that before he go to a game, he already felt that we were going to suffer already before the game. So me and you, we know if you are demotivated, what will happen? People see through that. Do you get what I'm trying to say? You can't fake through that. When you sad in your face, people echo your energy. So if that's how he's feeling before games, guess what? He's translating it to the players. Players can see through the energy that what he's saying, he doesn't even believe in it, you know? So he's not able to motivate them well. So it's a question about that motivation aspect of it. It's not there. And guess what, too? Another thing to that he said that was very alarming was after his first game against Ipswich, which he drew 1-1, he went to go ask Bruno Fernandes and said that wow, this is how it is here. I mean, Bruno done the interview. Bruno said that the manager was shocked about the intensity that Ipswich showed, even though Ipswich was a newly promoted team. So that was like a wake-up call for him. So he came here expecting, because, you know, that was one thing about the managers that come into the Premiership, you know, because over in the league that they play, a lot of these teams kind of like roll over for them to win. They only face like about a few games that has had a season. So when they come here, it becomes very hard for them, and then they have to learn very quickly, very, very quickly. And even Tim had done the same mistake too, even though he was warning Pep before Pep came here. He came here too, and he done the same thing too. He had to like learn, man. But everything is pointing that this job is too big for him. It came too early for him, and he just doesn't know how to motivate the players to play in a consistent standard. He just doesn't know that, and unfortunately, he's a young manager too. He doesn't have the experience to like lay back on. This is the first time in his career where he's having to face this, even last season. Because remember, Sparta Brack, when he started, he done good. 6 months time, he was at Sporting. When he went to Sporting, done good there. So he hasn't had to face nothing like this in his whole managerial career. So this is all new to him. It's all new to him, and he does not know how to get back up because he has never faced it. And you are doing it at Manchester United where the noise is too big. He just cannot do it. He just cannot do it.
Bro, I don't understand why Manchester United, continuously, after Eric Ten Hag, I would have ran away from the hipster managers, the new kids on the block. I swear down. And if this doesn't change, because think about it, like Eric Ten Hag, he experienced similar situations. Obviously, Amorim'S breaking new heights with this poor like performances, but they're facing similar patterns. They're coming to the Premier League, underestimating it in the mud, and don't know how to get out of it. And they both again don't know how to motivate the team. Like Manchester United, you're seeing Tottenham going for Frank. You're seeing Oliver Glasner or whatever at like Palace. Like these are managers that are doing bits for the respective teams. We've got this guy in Amorim giving the best speeches in the world. And believe me, I'm not the guy to be.
And like, by the way, friends, the guy who recommended them to hire Premiership proving got sacked. Dan Ashwood, when Tim Hag got sacked, and then he said, "Let's go for Frank." Frank at Brentford was part of his list. Eddie Howe was part of his list. Potter was part of his list. They sacked him for recommending Premier League proving. They sacked him.
After this game, like, what's your expectations for Amorim? Is Amorim gonna make it? Is he really gonna make it? Like, what do you expect to see in the morning? Would you expect, like, how much time is he gonna get given, man, Amorim? Do you think he can turn it around?
Nothing's gonna happen, isn't it? Nothing's gonna happen. They're gonna still back him, isn't it? They have to. He spent so much. What they'll say is only 3 games within the season. Although unfortunately we lost to Grimsby, it's still early days. So I think for now, they will have to back him, isn't it? They've poured 200 million, nearly over 200 million in the transfer. So I think it's too early for them to say, "Oh, we'll sack him." But it can't go on like this. You know what I mean?
Fam,
I don't know. Just little things like I'm surprised someone like Xerxes didn't start. You know what I mean? Like if you've got all these players that don't going to play week in week out, you've got players like Xerxes on the bench that should be starting because you need. When a team's pushing you back, you need someone that can hold on to the ball, right? Control the tempo. Players that just want to run, right? Fair enough. But I think just some of the choices he made, but I think they're going to back him. But, you know, I know someone just said something, how can we blame Amorim when Onana can't make or when players don't track back? But at the same time, he's seen that there's an issue with a goalkeeper. He's not tried they're buying that goalkeeper for more Antwerp or whatever, right? But it's like, goalkeeper is a big issue here. You haven't done anything.
And that's the thing. We're buying a goalkeeper, that is going to be playing that competition to Onana. Man United are not in a place where we need to be doing competition with Onana. Do you understand? we want a definitive starter goalkeeper. You understand? Like, we knew that this was an issue last season. We've got Heaton, Banter, and Onana, the worst goalkeeper roster out of probably the whole of the Premier League. Well, certainly any team that's trying to have the ambition at Manchester United.
I don't buy that excuse that the person wrote. To me, that's just an excuse. Look, Amorim came there last season and he said that we are going to suffer so that things can improve. He had a whole 8 months or so to literally analyze what the problems was so that he can find solution to it. So in that time, the goalkeepers was making mistakes. Literally, after they finished the season, the conclusion that they came up with is that they need to change the attacking lineup. What he done with Garnacho, he could have done it with Onana. He didn't do it. He did not do it. They could have gone there and go buy a goalkeeper right now. I said it. One place in the team where you don't have to have competition is the goalkeeper place. You need to have your number one and you need to say, hey, that's my number one. You don't want to go to a season and then say like, hey, this one is my number one, this one's not my number one. If they knew Onana was a problem, they should have identified it and go solve it ASAP.
So,
they didn't do that.
Okay, I won't laugh at you. Look at the comment. Hammer makes me want to attend my local church and pray.
Man, you need to do that, brother. You need to do that, John. Johnny,
Fasting.
you need to do that because we are praying and fasting that he gets sacked very quickly. I'm with you. Fasting that he gets sacked very quickly.
Yeah.
Bro.
Yeah, but you know what it is? But like, it's true though. Like, you look at Bayern there, then you look at Onana. Like, I'm surprised he didn't just play Tom Heaton and see how he done. Someone said it's odd that Tom Heaton is not considering the form of Onana. I would have just played Tom Heaton today. Like, it's league, like you're playing Grimsby just to see how he gets along. Because
but the problem is, that's not gonna solve the solution. And as I said to you, the solution was a goalkeeper. You bought three attackers, and you so sure they should have signed a goalkeeper as part of the three players that they've signed. You should have signed that. They should have signed a goalkeeper by now. It shouldn't have been because, for example, if you are able to sign a striker before selling Højlund, then you could have signed a goalkeeper before selling Onana. So I'm sorry, I don't buy that excuse. Everything is there, is on them. It is on them. The goalkeeper cost 17 million. The one that they're going to go try to buy right now. They could have bought him before they bought Cisco. Cisco hasn't started a game in the Premiership. A new goalkeeper would have walked straight into the team and start a game. So they could have gone and bought a goalkeeper before a striker.
Bro,
no, but the thing is, seeing as we haven't signed a goalkeeper, I would have just started Tom Heaton today. Like, I know we need to sign one, but like you've got two goalkeepers that you're not sure about. You've got another one that's probably a bit more experienced and won't make the mistakes. Maybe is not as fresh or well known, but a lot of the things these players, I don't think Tom Heaton will do.
Fam, did you see the penalty shootout? Yeah, did Onana give you any confidence that we're gonna win that penalty shootout, bro? He dives the right way. The ball goes under him.
No, but he saved one.
Bro, the ball hit his hand 3 times at least, yeah, and somehow still managed to
have a strong fist, didn't it?
What is wrong? Like, pause, yeah, but what is wrong with these man's wrists? You know the one there. Like, what is wrong? Like,
you know what?
Pause,
pause. Penalties. I don't want to be too harsh on that.
Nah,
I'm in control of the club.
Bro,
want to go to there.
Any man with a high top in goal, yeah, is not a good sign, bruv. If you've got a high top and you're a goalkeeper, it's long for you, bro. He's just the next.
What's this Ross talking about? What's this Ross talking about? Amorim can say he want to go to the club,
but can't be blamed if the club don't buy one. We need to scream at the club to buy who we need. Remember,
we're screaming at the manager, man. We're screaming at the manager. If he can ban players, he can request for a goal.
No, but okay, I think you might have a point, because I think obviously, like the club will still, as much as Amorim says I'm in control, is a club that will sign the check, isn't it? And
no. See,
I think we're downplaying.
No, because see, the manager tells them the area to prioritize. For example, if the club say, okay, you know what, we're going to sign 5 players this summer. He said, okay, but then the manager or the footballer needs to say, hey, you know what, a striker is important to me. After that, I want a goalkeeper as number 2, and then a number 10 as number 3. Then late in the window, if we have opportunity, you can go get another striker. That is the manager doing that. The club doesn't decide the order in which they need to do business. That is on the manager. They sit in the meeting and then they talk. So if he really wanted a goalkeeper, he could have said, hey, you know what? Cisco can wait until late in the window. Get me a goalkeeper now.
I do feel like Amorim could have got him. Like if he screamed and said, "I wanted a goalkeeper," he would have got a goalkeeper.
But you know what? I
do feel like there was
when Tim Hag pulled a contract from De Gea and went to go sign on Onana.
Yeah.
Our transfer plans.
Yeah.
So that he can go a goalkeeper. Literally.
I do feel. Yeah. A part of the reason why we got all of those attackers is because you need to remember like how many men left, like the bomb squad. If you're thinking about Sancho, thinking about Rashford, thinking about Garnacho, and thinking about Rasmus Højlund, who the club already said they made up their mind that they want to get rid of. That's 4 attackers that is not going to play for your club again. And on top of that, you've got Anthony as well. That's 5 attackers. Manchester United are probably looking at this from a squad perspective and saying, do you know what? Even though we need a goalkeeper and it might be a priority, because 5 attackers are not going to be playing for this club again, we need to go out and get 3 attackers. That's the only thing I can say. Do you know what? That's the reason why Manchester United...
The manager was part of it, though. The manager said he don't want Garnacho. He don't want Rashford. So he was part of that decision-making. He was part of that decision-making.
Johnny Hill says the reason why I don't buy what Hamas just said is because of Bruno's situation. Club wanted Bruno gone for that 100 million. Amorim begged Bruno to stay.
No, that's a lie. Club didn't want him to go. That's a lie. That's a lie too.
I think
that's a lie. Johnny, go do your homework. Club didn't want Bruno to go. Bruno said it himself. Bruno said if the club accepted it, he would have gone. The club didn't accept it. The club
let's be honest. The only reason Bruno didn't go is because of who bidded for him. If it was any other European team that could win the Champions League or win their league, Bruno would have gone.
No such team will come for him.
No, but that's what I'm saying. I think it's because of the timing of his career. He doesn't want to go Saudi.
No, but it's always been reported though that he always want to go to Saudi after the World Cup. That has been always one of the biggest rumors. But I think this summer they tempted him so much, but Bruno has always been one of those ones where he does not want to upset the football club. So he kind of like left to the football club to say, hey, if the football club accept, he's not going to push for the move, but if the football club say, hey,
but we accept the bid, then he would have gone. Saudi. I don't think he would have. And plus, Amram was saying, I don't want him to go. Like,
bro, next year, if Saudi bid again and no other club bids like that, I reckon he's gone to Saudi, you know.
I think it's gone regardless whether Saudi. And to me, the new manager should not be dealing with Bruno Fernandes' problem. The new manager should not be dealing with Bruno Fernandes' problem, man. I think his time is gone. He just needs to go. And I think he will go too. I think he will go because he's not going to win nothing here no more. He's going to be 31. I think the fan base will start to get irritated with him. You know, you can already tell they tell that they'll get irritated. And this season too, he doesn't have the Europa League to save him. If you see Bruno Fernandes' last 3 seasons start, it's been very low. He's been scoring 8 goals, 8 assists. It's been very low, but he had the Europa League to kind of like save him. He's not going to have that. I think by the end of this year, he will actually know that if he stay one more year, he will overstay his welcome, and the fans are going to turn on him. So for his own relationship with the fans, I think next summer will be good for him to say, hey, you know, even if you listen to how he's talking, like, I don't want this season to be about me. I want the season to be about other players taking responsibility. You know, when someone want to break up with you, that's what they do to you, you know? Hey, babe, don't worry about me. Go do your own thing. He's trying to prepare himself for the breakup for next summer. He's trying to prepare the club for the breakup for next summer.
Johnny Hill, you reckon they wanted to keep him? Perhaps, meaning Bruno. Perhaps, but if they did, I have a big question, especially after Laurie Whitwell said early this morning that Ineos would look at offers of 45 million for Mane. Look, that is scary as well, because we're talking about a talent that was, probably worth 100 million. Just like
Yeah,
how
but it has not been no secret that because of PSR, academy players are one of the ones that they target. You also forget that too, Kobe Manu too. They've had this issue about agreeing the contract with him too. They tried to say the same way too that someone was talking about it like 18 months ago. There was a picture of Garnacho, Kobe, and Holland. They're talking about that was the future of this football club. Garnacho is essentially about to go to Chelsea for 35 million. They were going to do the same thing with Kobe too. Like, you need to know who is in charge right now. It's about making money, and they would do that. They would do that because of that PSR thing. They spend a lot of money. They would do that. They would literally do that. Kobe was fourth choice anyway. See, the Kobe one, I don't know why people were crying. He was fourth choice under this manager, and it was acceptable because Bruno was number one, Casemiro was number two, Ugarte was number three. Kobe was always fourth choice. Kobe was always fourth choice, and Ineos have always been saying like every player was up for sale.
My worry is if Amorim can't get results against Grimsby, how do I trust him? Obviously, a lot of talent has gone. Rashford has gone, but we can all understand that he kind of down-tooled anyway. Sancho's gone. A lot of talent has gone. Manu looks like he's the next on the chopping block. How do I trust Amorim? I've never been a Play FC's guy, but something just tells me that if we're going to get rid of Amorim, if we're going to get rid of Manu, Amorim isn't the guy that has proven to me yet that you're getting rid. Like, I can trust you to get rid of him and know that we're going to progress from that. Like, I've not seen enough to put that type of decision making in Amorim's hands. And that is what is a big worry to me. Look, Manu hasn't signed, like you said, NK. His contract expires, in a couple of years? You don't let a talent like that go down to the last 2 years without sorting out that contract. It's a big worry. And then he's seeing this year and thinking, like, Amorim don't want to play me. Look at all you've been doing with Mount, putting him there, Ugarte over me, all of these guys. Bro. And then he's looking at us lose to Grimsby. I wonder what's going through his mind. Like,
forget about Kobe Manu, man.
Bro,
I said they need to stop Garnacho move. I've been saying that all charges need to be dropped against Garnacho. It's not his fault that the team wasn't scoring goals. You've seen that Cunha cannot score a goal. Man, it's not Garnacho. They need to stop that move to Chelsea, man. They need to stop that move to Chelsea.
Hamish, you see this, what you wrote, So you're saying, I agree, Amorim has to be accountable to an extent, but I think we're placing too much blame on Amorim, and it's too early. Amorim has been here less than a year with realistically one transfer window. Bro, look, we're talking about a guy that finished 15th last season. We're talking about Manchester United now losing against Grimsby. Bro, whether you've got one transfer window or not, there should be certain boundaries, should be certain standards. This is Manchester United at the end of the day. And I haven't seen a club so patient, like our fans. Like, we got a patient fan base, because we try to make rationale and excuses for a lot of these guys. We really do. A lot of these managers, a lot of players, we make a lot of excuses for, man. But there needs to be a time when we just need to be like, you know what, regardless of what happens at any point in time, no matter what, if a manager's coming into Manchester United, there should be a baseline level that you should be finishing as a standard. And it shouldn't be 15th as a baseline. Do you know what I mean? Like, it should not be 15th. And on top of that, we shouldn't be getting knocked out by a League Two team when you're fielding a team like that. Like, the only unrecognizable name you would say is Fredrickson. And people know who he is, by the way. But, like, the team that we fielded in another lifetime, you could say, not even in another lifetime, you can say that team is the squad that they fielding against any top 6 Premier League team, any European team. Do you understand? Providing, fitness levels and all of that. It wasn't too far off. So the one transfer thing window don't mean it doesn't land with me too much, man. Kevin Flores Silva says, regardless of system or management, etc., the 11 players today should have won the game. And that's what I've been saying. This isn't a game where you talk about tactics. This isn't a game where you talk about formations. This isn't even a game that even should be talking about motivation. The players should be motivated enough. They should be. Flipping Hamish is saying, Kevin speaking facts. We need to be grilling the players for the Grimsby performance. Kevin
friends, nobody can work in a what do you call it? A toxic environment. If you go to your job and your job is not good and it's a very toxic place and then it's not good, your manager is not good, you struggle to motivate yourself to do anything. You struggle to do that. And please be careful about what you say about Garnacho, man. You don't even know how to play ball.
I need my 3-man midfield back. Mainly in that box-to-box role worked, and it's what got him in the England squad. My perfect midfield would be Wharton, Belieber, Maney, but I'm just streaming. Look, that's sounding like a good midfield to me, man. I tell you that. No manager can coach the mess of players. Look, this is what it's feeling like. It don't feel like no one can coach, man. Let's go. As long as
a lot of people can coach. A lot of people can coach. You just need to find the right one. A lot of people can coach. You just need to find the right one, not a one from Portuguese, man. These people in the comments, what are you guys talking about?
As long as Bruno ain't in it, I'm happy. So they don't want him to be involved. But we had to call on him to save the day. And I keep telling guys,
he never saved no day. What did he save?
Bro, the thing is, is we called Bruno off the bench. This was a game where we was fully expecting Bruno to have a rest. And guys that in booming, we had to call on him, man, again. Yeah, he didn't go on to score the winner or score the goals, but we had to look to that bench and say, Bruno, please come on. And this is my thing. When people want to move on Bruno, I get it. Look, he's 30 years old, 100 million, blah, 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 blah. But bro, if we had Belieber in this squad right now, it wouldn't have changed the result. The most important signing that we've got to make is probably the manager, the coach. It's looking that way. Like all of this money being spent on players, yeah, it sounds good, but the reality is it's not making a big enough impact. Glasner is making a big impact. Thomas Frank is making a big impact. Yeah, they made signings, but you can clearly see the Nottingham Forest coach that where did he get them last season? Obviously, he's having fallouts with the owner now. What's his name again? I forgot his name. The Nottingham Forest coach. I can't remember his name.
Nuno Santos.
Nuno Santos. He's again was a big influence for Nottingham Forest last season. Look, this is what we need. Newcastle manager, like you name it. Johnny Hill says, whatever someone's had 1 year or not, not registering back-to-back wins at Newcastle, Villa, Spurs, etc., is unacceptable. And we are meant to be higher standard of club than even them. Look, you're talking about back-to-back wins at Newcastle, Villa, Spurs, etc. Look, I'm talking about back-to-back wins in general. Like, how long has it been? What was that stat that came out that said, how many games you've played without getting back-to-back wins? It's ridiculous, bro. In general. Look, Kevin Flores is saying there's a reason why
the guy got a worse record than Gary Neville at Valencia. His record is worse than Gary Neville at Valencia.
It's terrible, bro. Ed Weezy, what's your thoughts on Mourinho, bro? Because this guy's saying, Mackin is saying even Mourinho couldn't coach this club. Guys, there is definitely something going on.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Jose won 2 trophies and he was coaching. What do you mean couldn't coach? What does that comment talking about? Jose's problem wasn't to do with
Are you thinking that this team? Are you thinking this team can't be 0 draws 1 against Peruvian part-timer? I don't know if that's in relation to Garnacho.
Well, and that was a whole different team. This is a whole different team here.
Do you think that this club can be coached, Edwin? Do you think it's a player issue? Do you think it's a tactical issue, or do you think it's a manager?
Look, any club could be coached, right? If we look at Tottenham, right, they've got Thomas Frank in, right. Look at you telling me you would have that team under the manager last year, would they have beat Man City? No.
Yeah.
So any team's coachable, and all Tottenham have, who are they saying? Kudos. Apart from that, No, not one really. So any team's coachable because Thomas Frank's gone there. He's installed his system, made them more solid, and they beat Man City 2-0. So any team's coachable with the right coach, like NTK said. You get the right coach in a team that has the right system, that plays to the strength of the players, they'll win. Because look at Thomas Frank. He's gone over, he's transitioned from Brentford all the way to Tottenham.
The football club need to identify what the identity is. And remember, friends, we used to talk about it. And I used to always say that after this manager is gone, are they going to hire a back three manager to continue what they're doing now? Or they're going to go hire a different person to change the whole entire system again, you know? And we're going to find out. As a football club, you cannot continue to do that.
Amorim said it himself. We can't replace all of the players. He said it in his post-match interview. We can't replace all the players.
Ineos,
it's even scary that he's talking about that. You just brought in a whole new attack that played. And you're talking about we can't replace the whole 12.
Hey.
Oh, my Lord.
We're gonna be doing this against Burnley, so it's cool.
Guys,
be here again against Burnley.
I feel like it is what it is. Man United, that's why I said last week, yeah. I said clearly last week, I'm not getting excited after the Arsenal game because Man United, yeah, they've got a tendency to play well once and then they go back to normal. And this is exactly what's happened against Fulham and against Grimsby. Like, I wasn't excited. I was happy we looked all right during preseason and against Arsenal, but this is just typical Man United of years. You do well against certain teams and you just switch off.
Yeah. And you know what? Yeah, it's becoming more and more evident that, like, it is a coaching issue. I think if you had any doubts about whether it's the players, whether it's the manager, I think today is highlighted that and made it very clear. Because, like, I keep reiterating, it don't matter what midfield duo you went with, what team you fielded, how we got moved to against. Like, the performance that we saw today is like a performance where you're fielding like you're under 18s or something, under 21s or something along those lines. Like, Manchester United got moved to in a way where if you were just watching football and new to the sport and just watching these two teams for the first time, you couldn't even know which team cost 400 million or whatever it is. And that's the state of this club. That's the state where we're in. And it is madness to me. It is mind-blowing.
The thing is, yeah, I just feel like I said this to you on the phone, yeah. I don't know if NK agrees, right? There's this whole talk about the midfield too. Liverpool played with two potential number 10s in centre midfield as their 6 and 8s, and McAllister and that other guy, right? And it's like they're still winning games. Like, fair enough, they're not got the best, but they've got midfielders that are working. So this whole thing about we haven't got midfielders, like when you look on paper, we've got Ugarte, Mainu, Bruno, and we've got Casemiro. Like, the right coach will get the best out of them if you balance them properly. So, like, at the end of the day, like, we haven't got a new midfielder, but a good manager will make that work. Same with Liverpool. They're playing two potential number 10s and 6 and 8s, and it's working for them.
Ed, fam, you look at Palace, they're playing Will Hughes and they're playing Wharton. They're playing Will Hughes and Wharton. Is Will Hughes the most fastest, most rapid, most strongest guy you've seen in the... Like, we're talking about a 30-year-old that is probably as slow as Mainu, as weaker than Mainu, less technically gifted as Mainu, like all the above. And then on top of that, we played Ugarte. Again, like, Wharton might be a better baller than him, but Manchester United has got more. Like, this game just proved my point that, look, we went up against a League Two midfield, a team, and we got bossed. You understand? Yeah, we've had possession, but on the eye test, you can see it. We got bossed. It's not necessarily about the players or this midfield and us screaming about believer. This isn't a believer situation. This is a case of Manchester United not getting the best out of the players that we've got at our disposal. And that's been the case for a very long time. It really has. And that needs to change, bro. So Kevin Flores is saying Ten Hag said he wanted to play his Ajax football, but the team isn't well equipped for it. He said this after 2 games. Then you've got Marlon that's saying Liverpool is better than United. That's why it's working. Look, we've been in this rebuild process for how long now, my bro? Like, we've been in this rebuild process for how long? It don't seem like anything is working, and you just look at yourself and think, like, why is it only, like, what's going wrong with Manchester United? Why can't they, get things right? It's just a weird one. It's like Man United is cursed, bro. And yeah, man, look, Amorim, time's ticking. It is ticking. The clock is on. Every game is going to feel like a final for my man. The pressure's going to be on. Look, guys, look, we've given our comments. We've given our views on this game, man. I've been seeing that you've getting the comments in, and I appreciate the comments coming in. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Share your views, share your opinions. Let me know what your thoughts is. Is there a future for Amorim? Is he going to be sacked by December? Is he going to be able to last? Is he going to prove everyone wrong? Is it a midfield issue? Like, what went wrong today? I need to know your views, man, because I'm baffled, bro. Hamish, just to finish it off, he says, I agree with Man United standard. I agree with the Man United standard. 15th is not good enough, and I respect your opinions, but I'm not convinced sacking Amorim is the answer. As of right now, I'm curious, which manager would you sign? So, like I said...
Sacking Amorim is the right answer. Look, it's real life. If you're not doing your job well, they sack you. Go to your job and do a bad job and see if they're going to keep you. They sack you. And as for who's going to be next, they're going to go to the guy that they tried to offer the job to, that he rejected before they went to Amorim. They're going to offer the job to Xavi. Xavi is the one that's going to offer the job to. If he doesn't get it, then I don't know who else they're going to go for, man. But he's going to be the one there too. Stop saying about it's not the answer. It is the right answer. He's going to get sacked, whether you like it or not. It's coming. And it's going to be very soon too. I promise you that.
Right.
Bro, Kevin, we're talking about a midfield up against Grimsby, bro. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Are you trying to hear me? Like, we're talking about Grimsby, bro.
Are you sure this is Kevin or this is Freddie?
Bro, this is a team, like, Glasner is what I was also saying as well. I mentioned that earlier. He's used to the setup as well. Like, for me, like, we can't be talking about balance, the world balance. Like, if Manchester United need a perfectly balanced midfield in order to beat Grimsby, then we probably ain't got the right coach for us, because we're going to go up against serious competition to be challenging. Like, what we need to do to be challenging Liverpool's, your Cities, your Arsenals again. I have to say them, but do you know what I mean? Like, you ain't never going to have the perfect team, the perfect picture throughout. You're going to have to play teams like this and get results. You're going to have to play imbalanced teams. You're going to have to play with 10 men at times. You're going to have to work and grind to get results. So where we're talking about imbalance and this and that and that and this, look, we shouldn't even be discussing that today. We shouldn't be. And this is the problem that we have with this. I don't know, man. Like I say, we're the most patient fan base because we give rationale for everything. And sometimes it's not about rationale.
I hope they sack him and prove that it was not his fault.
bro,
hey, that's funny.
But you know what? Yeah, even if, do you know what I mean? Like, even if he don't deserve the sack, he's got to even if you don't want him to be sacked, sorry, he's got to earn it. Do you know what I mean? He's got to earn his time. You can't be saying you're losing against Grimsby, you're finishing 15th, and then you're expecting man to still be keeping his job. Like, he has to earn it. Let me just get through these documents. Bring in Believer.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's true. Look, but before we go, what do you think about this weekend against Burnley? Do you feel it's a win or we're going to lose?
Bro, I promise you, but after this, I've got nothing left, bruv. I've got nothing left, bro. Remember in the group chat, we were saying, we're going to get home and away wins against these bottom teams, and then the mid-table teams are going to be doing this and doing it. Bro, I've got nothing left. Bro, I'm on Team NK side.
I think we're going to do a comeback win. I think it's going to be a bad performance, but we're going to do a comeback win.
Okay.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Bro. Pogba cursed us, I swear. This Johnny says Chelsea sacked Tuchel, got Potter, sacked him.
You know what, friends? I'm gonna say this because some of the comments there are pissing me off. If they're not doing super chat, don't even read it. Where's the super chat? You look at time. Where's the super chat? Where's the super chat? You just do comment. Where's the super chat?
Put him down.
If you put super chat, don't put it on the screen. We need super chat.
Don't listen to him,
Yeah.
man. Don't listen to NK, bro. Trust me. Look,
Uh,
guys, thank you for the comments, man. Look, we're signing out, man. We've been
yeah,
we've been doing therapy for over an hour, man. And look,
it's like 2 a.m. here, man. Just sadness, man.
it's 2 a.m. here, bro. It is peak.
It's
Look,
9 p.m. here.
we've got to face the world now, the social media.
The football gods have cursed me. Every time I want a manager gone, they start scamming 1-0 win, so I expect that to happen.
Bro,
They still end up going, my guy. They still end up going. Only when Tim Hag went, this guy is gonna go.
Bro, that's the fact. That's the fact. Like whether we're Amorim in or out, Ineos is gonna do what they're gonna do when you get results like that. There's no other way. So as much, it's not even a case of whether you want him in or out. He's got to make sure that he buys himself enough time, and he's not doing that. So he's gonna be gone regardless. So Glasner, you know what I mean? I'm open to him coming to Manchester United. I'm open to, like you said, NK getting. I don't know if we'll be able to prize him away. By the way, like I really don't.
Sevi.
Yeah, I don't know if we'll be able to prize him.
Where is he though? Isn't he? Is he got? He's not got a team though.
Has he not got a team?
Who?
No, Sevi.
No, he's on vacation, mate.
Yeah, he's on vacation.
He's a
not
free
keeping a
agent.
job.
He's coming. Zavi's coming.
Tier one journalist NK, you know. Trust me.
Bro, I told you Amir was going already. He over said Zavi's coming, ain't it? Hey, Zavi's coming. Amir is leaving, Zavi's coming. Hey, don't worry about it. It's only a matter of time. Rashford is in Barcelona already preparing. And look, we're gonna go there. We're gonna go get a few Barcelona academy players. We're gonna bring them here. It's gonna be good, man. Don't worry about that.
Look, guys, let's wrap this up, bro. Like I said, we've been here venting, stressing out, man. Look, it's 2 a.m. over here. We've got to sleep and get ready for the onslaught. Guys, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for being engaged as per usual, man. Leaving your comments and make sure you continue to follow the journey, man. We'll be back again for the match preview against Burnley. We'll let you know. Keep your notifications on, man. You'll see the video pop up, man. And yeah, tune in. But until next time, peace, man.
Peace.